complain about a little wind.
I'm not complaining.
Right?
Not after seeing that video, which we see day to day. Doesn't
Exactly.
it seem like that? Oh,
Yeah.
not complaining at all. Let me show you how great the weather's going to be. Let me show you where we've been, too, now that we're in a whole new month. I mean, last month really turned out to be very interesting. 5th warmest, 5th driest. I guess that's not that impressive when it ties with 11 others, but still, it was a very dry month. We only had a few traces of rain here and there, a little bit last night. We've had in the past week kind of 2 days worth of traces kind of, and enough to make your car look dirty. We're not seeing any of that right now. We're not going to see any of that for the weekend, but next week, slightly different story. Things just kind of developing as we're talking right now. Storms that have a better chance of pushing south. They actually should be pushing more south this time of year. We just haven't seen that. This is an El Nino year. They should be moving south. Should be getting tons of rain. Just not happening. So trees not moving around much. Maybe keep a little breeze in for tonight, but it'd be very little at this point. Middle 70s, upper 70s, which we've promised you, and even 80s, and more 80s on the way for the weekend. If you've got something to do outside this weekend, take advantage. It'll be nice idea and before it really starts to get hot when we get in the middle of summer, and then no one wants to leave their house. But except at night. Warm weather coming into the picture. You can kind of see the time frame. The weekend looks good. Throw in some 80s for the weekend, end of the weekend especially. Early next week, it's going to get a little dicey. We're going to start to change up the forecast a little bit as we start to see maybe a couple of systems that do a little glancing blow on us, and that might actually bring the numbers down a little bit. So 56, mostly clear. Still some breezes in for tonight. Variable winds 5 to 15. That's no big deal at all. I think we can all handle that. For tomorrow, we're going to start off or really end off the day. I was going to say start off the day at 80, but we'll really end it off nicely in the 80s. But that's a way to start off the weekend, starting to see more 80s around the board. Light winds, that's not going to be a big deal for tomorrow. But let me show you what is a big deal. The couple of things we got coming on next week. So middle 80s by the end of the weekend, early next week. We will pick up some wind by Monday. Maybe just breezy on Tuesday, but just a little disturbance that will be enough to turn the temperatures down a little bit. They'll be back up again before the next downturn. And that might be what actually brings us a little rain. You can see the pattern keeps us into the 80s. Some areas maybe just getting upper 70s. But from there on, we have a chance to throw in rain by the end of next week, and that'll effectively cool us down as well. But you can see the way the weekend looks. The weekend spectacular, and thereafter, that's when we start to see the numbers come up and down a little bit more. But some breezy conditions, I think we can handle. Windy, not so much all the time. The weekend looks like it's lacking all of that. It looks like it's going to be a very nice weekend ahead. All right, Ricky.
All right, thank you.